Hola, bienvenidos. Tomás Win y Arturo Kramer con ustedes desde el Arena de Monterrey. Oh, this is English? Yes, indeed.
Tom, I've been practicing my Spanish all week for this. ¿Cómo está? Hola.
Estoy muy bien, especially now that we've got a stream to work with here, Art. 4-2, El Flash de Monterrey leading the Wave. And welcome, everybody, for the English broadcast of this. We are with you from a remote location. We are not at Arena Monterrey, but next best thing, we have a big monitor bringing us the video stream of it. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you some accurate description and detail of tonight's contest. Flash leading at 4-2. We saw very little, Art, of the first couple minutes of this contest, the first few minutes of this contest. So we were just monitoring the MASL site for the score and the timing. Wave once again off to a slow start. Hopefully for them, does not repeat last night from Solis. They fell behind 2-0, eventually tied it up at 2. They eventually tied it up at 6, but eventually falling 15-10 to Solis de Sonora.
Well, big night for Frank Tayu last night. 5 goals against the Wave, and you figured it was going to be a shootout, and it was 15-10. And I thought this one was going to be a lot more low scoring. Monterrey's a team that does put a large emphasis on possession, and but 4-2, it looks like it's shaping up to be a shootout here tonight as well.
Flash is one of the 2 remaining undefeated teams in the MASL at 11-0. They are 5-0 at home. Milwaukee, meanwhile, suffered their first loss in 13 games last night as they now bring a 6-1 road record into tonight's match in Monterrey. Wave and Flash have not played since both teams have become MASL rivals. The Flash was the league champion back in 2014-15. Wave did not face Monterrey that year. And then after a 2-year hiatus, the Flash is back, and apparently back with a vengeance. But they've been a solid team, as you mentioned, Art, especially on the defensive side. They have only yielded 45 goals in 11 games so far. They're a plus 47 on the goal differential. Meanwhile, Milwaukee, not too bad themselves. The Wave, the league's leading scoring team with 115 goals. They've only surrendered 74. Giving up 15 last night in Sonora was definitely their little watermark. But they're still a plus 41 on the goal differential. The only other team with a better goal difference than these 2 teams is San Diego. They are the other undefeated team remaining in the league. And the Sockers at a plus 49. They've scored 78 and only given up 29 goals on the year. So Monterrey and San Diego, right now, the 2 top defensive teams in the league.
Well, Monterrey has a huge Chicago flavor. A lot of guys have played for Chicago in the past. Wilo Martinez, number 10, Omar Santillan, Miguel Vaca, and their coach, Mariano Balella. So if you remember the Chicago team, the Mustangs, this has got a lot of feel like the Chicago team. It's a matchup tonight that should be similar to a lot of the old Milwaukee-Chicago games.
Yeah, you got Wilo Martinez, you've got Miguel Vaca, you've got Omar Santillan, you've got Carlos Pichardo. So those 4 for sure. You have a total of 5 players, I believe, left over from the old Monterrey Flash days. The 2 Floreses, Edgar and Eric. You've also got Armando Teran, number 16, for the Monterrey Flash, as well as Pichardo, and as well as their goalkeeper, Diego Reynoso. Reynoso anchored the Flash to the 2015 MASL Championship, then went to Sonora for a couple of years, where he was the primary goalkeeper for Solis, as they went to the championship series both in 15 and 16, losing to Baltimore, and then Reynoso returning to Monterrey this year. So he gives Coach Balella a very good anchor, defensive anchor in the back.
Well, they're really a balanced team. They've got so many guys on this team that can score. It's not like they've got one superstar like a Tayu or an Ian Bennett. They're just very balanced across the board, both with their defenders and their midfielders and forwards. So a lot of guys the Wave got to be aware of tonight.
Well, we're turning to the action momentarily. Having some issues with our video stream here, but again, we'll try to stay with it. And stand by. We'll be right back with you. pulling within one on the goal by Robert Renaud. Marcio Leite with the assist. Is down, clutching. It's not going to be too serious, but right now it doesn't look good.
And so far for the Wave this year, it's been pretty good as far as injuries have been concerned. It hasn't been a lot. We had Chad Vandergriff, who just got back into action 2 games ago. But, yeah, the Wave could ill afford to lose Robert Renaud, the high-scoring Canadian.
Well, the injuries have been catching up with the team a bit lately. Daniel Matos, Andre Hain did not make the trip, both suffering injuries in the previous couple of games. Matos with a sprained ankle and Andre with a slightly strained knee. No word when we may get either back. The Waves' next game will be in Cedar Rapids this upcoming Thursday night, January 18th, for a 7 o'clock match against the Rampage. And you can see that Renault now is going to need to be helped off the field. And it's the other two parts of the Rymax trio, Ian and Max, that are helping him out. And, again, we'll just keep our fingers crossed that the injury is not too bad.
Robert Renault, a pretty tough guy. And when you see him like that, being helped off by Ferdinand and Ian Bennett, that doesn't look good.
No, it sure doesn't. Yeah, we'll see what kind of adjustments now Coach Giuliano Oliviero is going to make. As I said, the Wave already shift from a defender or midfield spot up front.
Well, the bad news is Robert Renault is down, Tom, but the broadcast is up and running here in the second quarter.
That is good news. It's been a long battle, that's for sure. Marcio takes a shot. Reynoso makes a save. The left-hander throwing out, and the Wave quickly coming back. Marcio on the run. Hammers a shot that Reynoso makes the save.
Marcio had Chino open at the far post that time and failed to deliver to him, missing to the near side.
Chino in his first year with the Wave is fourth in the MASL, and Chino was a member of this Monterrey Flash team during the 14-15 season when they claimed the MASL championship. He played 18 games during the regular season, had 9 goals, 9 assists, and he came away with a championship ring for his season with the Flash back in 14-15.
One of the Flash players that Wave fans will be familiar with is that man right there that went down, number 7, Carlos Chili Farias. And Carlos doesn't score as many goals as he has used to score, but still one of the premier assist players in the MASL. I think Carlos has 12 assists this year for Monterrey.
40 years old. He's playing with his 14th team. Got to be some kind of North American professional soccer indoor record. But, yeah, for a guy 40 years old, really in blue going left to right. Ferdinand took it away from Brian Aguiar, and they play on. They go here in the first half, it would appear. Ricardinho with a shot checked into the boards, and a foul coming against the Flash. And you see Ricardinho, one of the smallest players in the league, at 5'7", 125 pounds, writhing in pain.
This corner down here on the left side, Tom, has not proven to be very kind. Wave. First Renault and now Ricky.
For the Wave last night in Sonora, but that kind of goes with the territory on the small pitch there. Here in a more full-size field, more space for the players, but I'll tell you, both teams, especially the Flash, coming out both trying to physically establish themselves in this one.
See Omar Santillan having some words with the referee. Not sure what he was complaining about because they're very fortunate that wasn't a 2-minute boarding call.
And actually, let's double-check here, Art. Was that perhaps a blue card issued? I believe it is a power play for the Wave.
Wave on the power play.
Bouncing shot, deflected. So Ricardinho, along with Mars, and
looks like Vega.
Vega will take the place of Robert Renault, who's usually out with the first-line power play unit for Milwaukee. Wave has struggled a bit on the power play as of late. They started off as one of the top units in the league, but they've now dropped to below 50% on the conversions. And Monterrey, one of the top penalty-killing teams in the league at over 90%. The one thing about the Flash, they do not give up very many power play goals. Marcio's going to load one up. And the save made. Reynoso had a good look at that one. Ricardinho trying to track it down, and it's off of him out of bounds. So Monterrey will get the restart just on their defensive half, apparently calling a foul against Ricardinho. And now an encroachment warning against the Wave as Daniel Chimale jumps out. Chimale, by the way, made his season debut last night. What were your thoughts about his play last night, Art?
I thought he did okay. Chimale is a guy that can give you some attack from the back, But both he and Chad Vandergriff, I mean, it was Chad's second game, Chamali's first, and so it's going to take some time for those guys to get acclimated.
Yeah, no doubt. Ferdinand takes a shot. Save made Reynoso. Tough circumstances for somebody to have to make their debut in Sonora. There's no doubt about that. That's always going to be challenging to make your season debut there. Now, takeaway by the Wave is Ian and Max trying to work it in the zone, but Monterrey quickly broke it up. Wave gets it back. Wave in the electric yellow uniforms going right to left. Again, Milwaukee on the power play here. Don't have a penalty clock, but should have at least a half minute to go on this. This would be huge if they could get a power play goal, push their advantage. Marcio drives one in. It's blocked. And now Milwaukee trying to hustle back as the ball is launched into the stands. I didn't see who that was, Art. Maybe a little too anxious. They could have used up some more time there, but trying to chip one back over the keeper's head. And certainly go back to last night's game. The chip over the keeper's head from midfield by Adrian Miller was a definite major point of the game last night that gave Solis an 8-6 lead.
Well, we've seen Josh Lemos come off his line and get involved in the attack quite often this year. And his 2 goals, 6 assists. It's worked out well, but Josh has got to be careful in situations like this on the power play that he just doesn't get caught off his line and give away a cheap goal. We've seen Chili Farias over the years how many times send one from long distance over the keeper's head or into the empty net.
Yeah, you always got to be conscious when he's on the field if you're the keeper coming up to midfield. Wave almost made the connection there as Matt sends one across to Ian in the middle.
And now Stuart Grable hammered into the boards again.
Physical game so far here tonight in Monterrey. Max looking across. Oh, and the header in the middle as Grable tried to go for the far post, and then Vega almost able to head that one in. Chamali's got it for Milwaukee. One thing here in the second period, Wave has really started to take the initiative offensively. Lemos trying to play one in, and Reynoso slides out to cover it up, and that'll do it for the first half. So Milwaukee really turns it around here in the second period, outscoring Monterrey 3-0. And as they go to the locker room at halftime, Wave will have the advantage. It's Milwaukee 5, Monterrey 4. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV.
Arena has experience in some of the biggest events in the country, and we're able to bring that same expertise to local events. We do a lot of corporate anniversaries, company parties. Most of them never plan events like this, so they're looking for our experience to plan these events with them.
Well, every August, we have our customer appreciation party where we close down the restaurant. Customers are able to sample beer, wine, enjoy live music, desserts, the whole 9 yards.
Arena can provide a turnkey service from tents, tables and chairs, linens.
Everybody has a wonderful time, and it's something different out of the ordinary that we're able to do for our customers and for our vendors. They're able to just sit back and relax.
People want more than just a cover for weather. They were able to transform parking lots into amazing event venues.
Arena Rental is very easy to work with. I would recommend them to anybody.
For just a moment, think about your life without electricity. No lights, no refrigerator, no computers. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? American Transmission Company helps to keep the lights on. ATC's electric transmission lines deliver electricity from where it's generated to where it's needed. We help provide people in Wisconsin with economical, reliable power for their everyday life. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Go where the pros go for chiropractic care, massage therapy, and exercise rehabilitation. Goodyear Health Center, the official chiropractor and massage therapist for the Milwaukee Wave.
For all your construction needs.
Experience Wisco Hotels, a broad selection of quality hotels throughout the state of Wisconsin for the value-minded traveler. Whether you're looking for a hotel in Milwaukee, Madison, Fond du Lac, Appleton, or Oshkosh, Wisco Hotels has you covered with great service, comfort, convenience, outstanding hotel rates, special hotel promotions, and so much more. To book your room or to get more information, visit wiscohotels.com. Wisco Hotel Group, proud partners of your Milwaukee Wave.
Arena has experience in some of the biggest events in the country, and we're able to bring that same expertise to local events. We do a lot of corporate anniversaries, company parties. Most of them never planned events like this, so they're looking for our experience to plan these events with them.
Well, every August, we have our customer appreciation party where we close down the restaurant. Customers are able to sample beer, wine, enjoy live music, desserts, the whole 9 yards.
Arena can provide a turnkey service from tents, tables and chairs, linens.
Everybody has a wonderful time, and it's something different out of the ordinary that we're able to do for our customers and for our vendors. They're able to just sit back and relax.
People want more than just a cover for weather. They were able to transform parking lots into amazing event venues.
Arena Rental is very easy to work with. I would recommend them to anybody.
For just a moment, think about your life without electricity. No lights, no refrigerator, no computers. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? American Transmission Company helps to keep the lights on. ATC's electric transmission lines deliver electricity from where it's generated to where it's needed. We help provide people in Wisconsin with economical, reliable power for their everyday life. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong. For just a...
And we are underway with the second half from Arena Monterrey. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer, bringing you the action from our remote location in the Brew City.
And right off the bat, a mistake by Lemos. He clears it over 3 lines straight from the kickoff. Wave played it back to Josh. He did not get over the yellow line. And here we are with a Monterrey restart.
Well, we did not see the first quarter as we were trying to get the video stream. Ooh, nice clearance in front of the goal that time. Didn't see who that was for the Wave, but very timely.
Looked like it might have been Viega in behind Lemos with that restart save.
Yeah, that was a good thing. But I was going to say, second period, I thought the Wave looked great, Art. They outscored Monterrey 3-0 to take a 5-4 lead at halftime. And so if they can keep the momentum going here into the third period, hopefully they're going to be in pretty good shape for this game.
And as you look down at the Wave bench, don't see number 9, Robert Renault, on the Wave bench. So if we get any update on Robert, we'll certainly pass it on.
Yeah, Robert looked like he suffered an apparent knee injury trying to follow up a shot. That was shortly after the Wave had taken the lead 5-4 with a couple minutes left to go in the first half. And again, that would be a key loss for Milwaukee here, not only for the rest of this game, but certainly for any further action that he might miss. Here's Max Ferdinand. Nice move there to initially get past the defender. Good recovery there, though, by the Flash defender to clear it away. Wave at 12-1 coming in, 6-1 on the road. Monterrey at 11-0, 5-0 at home. And the Flash with a very solid veteran-laden team. Not too many youngsters on this Monterrey squad.
Monterrey does a good job of spreading you out offensively. Their spacing is very good, which is going to make it difficult for the team to Flash here in the second half.
And again, Coach Mariano Balea has put together a solid squad. As we mentioned before, you've got 5 or 6 guys who played with Monterrey on their championship team from 2014-15. That team then went inactive for a couple of years. A couple of those guys, including goalkeeper Diego Reynosa, went over to Sonora, where they helped Soles to back-to-back league runner-ups. And then you've got the 4 guys from Chicago who played with the Mustangs the last couple of years who are playing with Flash.
If you're Diego, the goalkeeper, why wouldn't you want to get out of Solis and to Monterrey? The size of that field is just a goalkeeper's nightmare. But kudos to Diego, and credit to Diego for hanging in there in the Solis goal.
Marcio almost able to make a move in the box. Now Monterrey back the other way. Ruggles chasing as the shot turned away. I believe Lemos might have gotten a piece of that one.
You saw Josh falling back there. We saw that a number of times last night where he's getting caught falling back on those shots. And it's been like a shooting gallery at him the last 2 nights.
Well, I can see any goalkeeper. That was the first time Josh ever played in Sonora. You probably would get a little skittish after manning the goal for a while. Somebody said playing goalkeeper in Sonora is like playing in 3 or 4 other games combined, with the volume of shots and just the mayhem that surrounds the goalkeeper playing in that building. And Monterrey has tied it up off the rebound. Let's see who it is. It looks like Armando Terán, the longtime veteran, pounds it in, and the Flash has tied it up at 5 apiece. Time of the goal at 2:44.
The Waves got to get a little tighter in their own penalty area. We saw it last night as well. A lot of standing around in front of Lemos, and that time Terán picks up the rebound in front and beats the Wave to it.
So Armando Terán registering the goal. Have to see who gets the assist. I didn't see who got the initial shot off of that one, but should be an assist on the play. And just like that, Flash has the first goal of the third quarter. We are tied at 5 apiece. Wave comes right back down to the attack, and Reynosa able to go up and get that one. Again, Monterrey quickly trying to counter. Shot and a goal. Oh, what a move there. And let's see, I believe that is
Garcia, number 3.
Damian Garcia.
Crosses over from left to right and beats Lemos to the far side. Once again, the Wave defensively allowing the attacker to come inside instead of forcing them to the boards. And you see it, Garcia with his 4th goal of the year. He had 3 goals and 7 assists coming in, and 2 quick ones here by the Flash.
So after Terán got his 8th of the year to tie it up, Monterrey quickly comes back to get another and take the lead on the goal by Damian Garcia. And the Flash with the possession again. And shot in. Lemos had a good look at that one. He's able to come up with a save. You surprised the pace of this game, Art, has been as much up and down as it has so far?
Very surprised. Monterrey has really been a possession-laden team, and you thought the Wave tonight as part of their game plan would be to come in here, really keep the ball, take the air out of the game a little bit, but this has been up and down. I did going in that it was probably going to be 6-7 goals that would win this game, and here we are, the Flash already at 6-5 with 11 minutes left in the third.
Immensely entertaining game for the fans.
And if you're Josh Lemos, not the type of game you want to see after giving up 15 last night.
Now, this is turning out to be quite a long weekend for Josh. And again, not to say that he's played terribly, but not his sharpest as we've seen him earlier this season. And wow, the Flash scores again. They now lead at 7-5, and a nice conversion there on the blast by Omar Santillan. Well, Omar's done it against the Wave before as a member of the Chicago Mustangs, and he bags another one there as he gets his 6th of the season at 4 minutes into the third period, and the Flash up 7-5.
Omar from outside the yellow line that time, and again, the Wave forwards backing up. You saw Ferdinand was all the way in his own penalty area. You got to get close and try to deny the shot. Block in front of you can, because as you back up in front of your goalkeeper, all you're doing is providing a screen in front of Lemos.
And now this crowd at Arena Monterrey really starting to get into it. 3 goals in a span of 1 minute and 44 seconds. Monterrey turns a 5-4 deficit into a 7-5 advantage.
And as we head into this second half of the season, Tom, this isn't a bad thing. The Wave really facing adversity for the first time here this year, and you want some adversity. There's going to be some peaks and valleys. It's going to be very interesting to see how Lemos, who really in his 2 seasons has not faced a lot of adversity, and how he responds. Obviously, confidence is such a huge part of the professional game, and it's going to be interesting to see how Josh rebounds or responds to this adversity that he's facing right now.
Well, Josh and the Wave definitely have their work cut out for them to try to come back here against Monterrey on the road. Loading up for another shot just wide. And Monterrey right now, Art, they're getting all kinds of chances to take shots from the perimeter here.
You saw the Wave defending the dribble that time, and a lot of stabbing and reaching. Fundamentally, they're shaking a little bit right now. You got to get in low and move your feet back up. You don't have to win every ball. And right now the Wave needs to settle down defensively.
Lemos gathered in. Foul was called against Monterrey as Josh was just about to be outside the penalty area. So maybe a timely whistle as far as he's concerned. Yeah, crowd a lot more lively now, aren't they, in the third period? Now the Flash have come back with 3 straight to take the lead.
Steve Morris, the Wave Hall of Famer, one of the guys who has his names up in the rafter, used to say, the game's filled with peaks and valleys, and the big key with success is how quickly you can get out of the valley. You're going to have your peaks, but you got to just make sure those valleys don't last too long. And so right now, as I said, the Wave, you could see it the last 2 nights, really struggling a little bit, and but this is a good situation for him here in the middle of the season.
Milwaukee will wrap up this 3-game road trip Thursday night in Cedar Rapids. They take on the Rampage at the U.S. Cellular Center. Chili Farias comes in, and a great stop there by Lemos. Flash still got a chance. Shot and a goal.
And they are just coming at the Wave here in the third quarter.
Yeah, let's see who that is.
One of the things that has made the Wave so successful here the past 2 seasons has been lead up to their play here in the third quarter.
Carlos Hernandez with his 2nd goal of the night. He's got 4 this season. This is only his 6th game, so he's actually been a pretty productive player for Monterrey. Coach Giuliano Oliviero calling timeout. I'm sure Giuliano was hoping they could get to the media timeout, but right now he's got to try to let the boys know he is not too happy.
Well, we all know Giuliano Oliviero. He's one of the more mild-mannered guys. Not a guy that gets too excited, but you see right there in that huddle, that's as animated as you're ever going to see Giuliano Oliviero.
So Monterrey with 4 straight goals to take an 8-5 lead. And Milwaukee trying to see if they can quell the tide here. Keep the Avalanche from getting any bigger. You would think if Monterrey comes up with another goal here, it's going to be very difficult for the Wave to have a chance to come back in this thing.
And the Wave, they certainly have the Central Division pretty much wrapped up. I don't think there's much of a debate about that. But remember, the way the playoffs and finals is set up, the team with the best record in the league will host the finals. So given what's happened this weekend for the Wave, it would bode well for them to get Monterrey 1 in the loss column, because the last thing the Wave wants to do based upon this weekend is have to travel back to Mexico, provided they would get to a final.
And in fact, if Milwaukee does not
understood why they allowed coaches to come onto the field to argue, there's clear rules about what you can and cannot do, and this is clearly outside what the rules allow.
So Vallejo is going to go to the penalty box for whatever infraction we don't know, if it was individual penalty, team penalty. Obviously, Mariano Balea not very happy with the call.
But, you know, Tom, you and I are both big hockey fans. Could you imagine one of the NHL coaches running out onto the ice to argue a penalty? I mean, come on, you can't do it. I mean, it just really takes away from the game and the product that they're trying to put out.
I'll tell you, if they would have allowed that, Don Cherry would have had a field day back in the day.
And you imagine Don Cherry putting on some skates and skating over?
I can only imagine some of the stuff he had on skating out there. All right, Wave on the power play as they go left to right here in the third, and they could really use a power play goal. Looks like Chad Vandegrift now has come out to join the first power play unit, replacing the injured Robert Renaud, who went out late in the first half with apparent knee injury. So you got Ricardinho with the ball. And Ferdinand should round out your power play unit for Milwaukee. Wave 0 for 1 in the power play in the first half. They were 0 for 3 last night.
Well, it must have been a yellow card, Tom, because Monterrey has 5 field players on.
Okay. So I corrected. The Wave was actually 1 for 3 in the power play in the first half tonight. 0 for 3 last night. 0 for 2 last night. And And again, they've been struggling a bit with the execution on the man advantage. No Santos, no Matos, no Andre Hain for Milwaukee this weekend. So that has definitely impacted the Wave personnel-wise. And now it looks like you're without Renault for the rest of this game.
And we've seen Tenzin Rampa very sparingly here this weekend. If Tenzin has suffered an injury or what the case may be. But
Chino in the corner. Chino is Angel Carriel, former member of the Monterrey Flash from 2014-15. So he's back in his old stomping grounds, so to speak. Lemos under pressure, and Monterrey almost able to score. Wave trying to see if they can push it back down the counter. Here comes Chamale. Lays it off for Chino. Blocked. Chino trying to follow it up. Flash able to get it. Boy, Monterrey looking exceptionally quick on the video stream here tonight. Farias trying to cheat back the other way. Dennison catches up with him. Great movement tonight by the Monterrey Flash. It'd be a challenge for any defense to keep up with tonight.
It's important when you play Monterrey that you play from in front. When you get behind and the confidence grows, they become even more difficult to play against.
Flash looking to go 12-0 on the year. Wave trying to avoid falling to 12-2. Shot and a goal. Boy, nice move there from midfield coming in. Let's see if we can figure out who that is. But it is the 5th consecutive goal here in the third quarter for Monterrey. And was that Hernandez again?
Hernandez.
Wow. Carlos Hernandez on fire. That is his 3rd goal of the contest. He's got the hat trick. Kind of a weird nickname as spelled out on his back, Poupier. I'm not sure I'd want that as a handle, but anyway, it works for Carlos.
1v1 defending again by the Wave as Hernandez beats the Wave player. I think it might have been Ricardinho to the inside, and then no help in rotation. And right from inside the top of the arc, he fires and beats Lemos to the far side.
So Milwaukee, which had a 5-4 halftime lead, now trailing at 9-5. And desperately needing a goal to stop this Monterrey run and try and regain some.
So Oliviero to possibly put Rafa Diaz in the goal here with the bombardment that Lemos has faced this weekend.
24 goals in the last 2 nights, although one of those was against the Wave 6 attacker, Ian Bennett. Gets one back for Milwaukee. And Plush stops the Monterrey run at 5. Milwaukee back within 3 at 9-6. Big goal there for Bennett in the Wave.
The combination we've seen so often this year, Max Ferdinand receiving the ball down in the corner, and a good off-the-ball run there by number 26. And as he's done so often this year, just clinical on the finish as he puts it to the low to the left side to beat Diego in the goal.
Number 33 on the year for Ian Bennett. Had 3 last night. He's averaging almost a hat trick per game. Wave could certainly use another hat trick out of him tonight if they're going to come back in this thing.
One thing I like about the Mexican fans, Tom, when they show them up on the big screen, the Jumbotron, they don't go crazy. Give a little wave. I like that.
So it's all part of the experience there. Been there, done that.
You that one time at the Brewer game when they showed us and you started dancing and jumping around.
Oh, I couldn't help it.
Come on, man.
Couldn't help it. That was I was feeling it, Art. Feeling the moment.
Thought you had won the 50-50 raffle.
Oh, my goodness. I
was getting excited saying, Tom, what are you jumping? He's like, we're on the big screen. Tom, it's the Kiss Me cam. The Kiss Cam.
Up as a pseudo 6th attacker, if you will. Josh, of course, one of the best ball-handling keepers in the league. Now let's see if Wave can get momentum here with consecutive goals. Marcio, who's got one so far, he'll launch one just wide right. Milwaukee will get it back. Marcio continuing to look good this season, Art.
Well, especially from this spot right here. He's got the ability to take you right or left.
Good defense that time. Wave trying to keep the pressure, but a little bit too much pressure, and foul going to be called. Looked like, is that Aguilar that got dumped? Flash will take. They have outscored Milwaukee.
There's what I'm
5-1
talking
here.
about right there, Tom. Those guys aren't getting too excited. Little wave to the screen.
Rather laid-back crowd in Monterrey. But they certainly have to be enjoying the way the Flash has played tonight, not to mention the rest of this season. And undefeated so far.
Mistake there by goalkeeper Diego, clearing one up into the Wave bench, and big top-of-the-arc restart here for the Wave. The Wave has been very proficient this season on their restarts. I think they've improved a lot since last season. And Ruggles has been a big part of this down low on this right side. You see Ruggles right on that near post right now. Watch him kick out.
Max will lay it off to Ruggles, and just as you called it, Art, shot in a goal. Drew Ruggles, who bagged a couple last year, gets his 9th of the season at 12:04 of the fourth period, and Milwaukee back within 2.
What was so impressive about that goal is where Ruggles started from. He started on the post, so that means he's moving backwards, but a perfectly weighted pass that time by number 24, Max Ferdinand, and Ruggles has been money on that side with the first-time shot.
Nobody distributes the ball like Max Ferdinand in this league, the league's leading playmaker from a year ago with 30 assists. That's number 2 tonight, I believe. He now has 24 on the year to top the circuit.
And how many times have we seen the Wave run that exact play here lately? And once again, if you're a coach and you're trying to look at tendencies and let your team know, that's got to be one thing you got to try to take away.
Well, I stand corrected, Art. It was actually, that's his 4th assist of the night. I think he may have gotten one post scoring one of the earlier goals, but Max Ferdinand with 4 assists tonight now, league leading 26 on the year. And Milwaukee right back in this thing, and a turning shot and a goal! Ricardinho! Nicely done on the chip, and the Wave with a 3-goal run now down just by 1.
And it was Ferdinand again who found Ricardinho. One of the things I like that Ricardinho has done lately is he's really asserted himself getting to the penalty area. And Ricky, we saw it on his birthday, scored 2 goals from inside the box, and here he is again tonight getting into the box and a nice off-the-ball run. And Ferdinand, once again, I believe it was Ferdinand who found him. And Max, 3 assists here in the last 2 minutes and 40-some-odd seconds.
Absolutely phenomenal. Flash get it back. This is Eric Flores, number 1. No relation to number 28, Edgar Flores. Shot, save, goal. Boy, nobody back there. Was that Tehran again who followed that in? I believe it was. He's got his 2nd of this period and of the game. And just like that, the Flash stops Milwaukee's 3-goal run. It's 10-8. And you got to wonder, are we playing in Solix again, or is this Monterrey?
Yeah, this is, if you like goals, this is the game to watch. But the Wave, once again, standing around defensively. A rebound. Tehran comes in. If you notice after Tehran scored, he kicked the ball up into the crowd. That's supposed to be a 5-minute yellow card. Not sure the referees caught that, but if you're a defender and you do that, you're going to get no reason as an attacker when you do that. You shouldn't get a 5-minute penalty as well.
So a plethora of goals here in the third. Monterrey in the Wave, 6-3 in this period.
Caught it. You see Tehran right now going into the box. As after he scored the goal, the rebound came out of the net. He kicked it up into the crowd.
Not going to help Monterrey. It doesn't hurt them as far as losing a man on the field. No power play for Milwaukee, but Tehran having a great game tonight. And Vega going to get called for a foul as he pounded down one of the Flash near the...
And now the Wave, that's Chino coming on, illegal substitution there. And Vegas got to be careful. You saw after the foul, standing over the Monterrey player, gesturing. You know, not good to taunt the other team after you foul. Especially the fact that they were just given a 5-minute penalty. Referees, that's kind of their tendency as they come back and try to even things up.
Well, Guilherme, like like the rest of the team, had a frustrating night last night in Sonora, and I don't know if some of that might be carrying over here tonight as well. But as you said, Art, got to be careful. Again, the Wave is already undermanned with Renault out for the rest of the game. Reynoso launching downfield. Last minute of play here in the third. Well, this would be big if Milwaukee somehow could get a goal back before the end of this period. I'm still kind of amazed about the volume of goal scoring in this game.
Wave's going to have to defend a top-of-the-arc restart as they cleared the ball out of bounds.
Chili Farias lays it off, shot in the goal. Boy, that was too easy.
Yeah, you see it again, though. Lemos falling back on the shots right now. He's obviously shell-shocked. It's a tendency that we haven't seen from Josh, but, you know, if his momentum on that shot, he keeps it out, but he's falling back into the goal. And just no way to stop it when your momentum's going back towards your own goal.
We have not seen the same game in Sonora. This is not the same keeper that we saw for the first half of the season.
One of the things that you think of with Josh Lemos is confidence, right? I mean, he always exudes that confidence. And so, once again, this is going to be a good test. All professional players go through it. I know when I was playing, I did. You start to lose your confidence a little bit, and it's not easy to get back. But as a pro player, you work hard, you keep training, and eventually it will come back.
Well, nobody ever rolls through any season just on a tremendous confidence, unabridged for an entire season, unless you're Wayne Gretzky for a few of those seasons.
It'll be good for a lot of the Wave players to watch the video of these two games, and certainly for Josh to look at how he's falling backwards right now on the shots. And once again, that's a technical issue that you can correct if you see the problem and make the adjustments. And once again, he comes across as a highly confident individual. That's been kind of one of the things that you really know he's going to need to be for the Wave to win a championship this season.
Wave on the restart. Max almost slipped one through to the middle for a shot, but broken up by the flash. Milwaukee still trying to generate a chance now. Monterrey coming back. Ruggles was able to step in, and Monterrey scores in the final second of the third period. Brian Aguiar and the Flash will go up by 4 as we go to the fourth.
Poor defending that time by the Wave, turning with the ball instead of knocking off the runner. If it was Ruggles that time, allowed his man to get in behind him, and it was Brian who finishes above Lemos that time, Aguiar, right at the horn.
So Monterrey with a couple of goals in the last minute of the third period. We go to the fourth. It's Monterrey 12, Milwaukee 8. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV.
Experience Wisco Hotels, a broad selection of quality hotels throughout the state of Wisconsin for the value-minded traveler. Whether you're looking for a hotel in Milwaukee, Madison, Fond du Lac, Appleton, or Oshkosh, Wisco Hotels has you covered with great service, comforts, outstanding hotel rates, special hotel.
For all your construction needs.
Just a moment, think about your life without electricity. No lights. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? American Transmission Company helps to keep the lights on. ATC's electric transmission lines deliver electricity from where it's generated to where it's needed. We help provide people in Wisconsin with economical, reliable power for their everyday life. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Go where the pros go for chiropractic care, massage therapy, and exercise rehabilitation. Goodyear Chiropractic Health Center, the official chiropractor and massage therapist for the Milwaukee Wave.
The arena has experience in some of the biggest events in the country, and we're able to bring that same expertise to local events. I want more than just a cover for weather. They were able to transform parking lots into amazing event venues.
Arena rental is very easy to work with. I would recommend them to anybody.
Period for Monterrey. Tom Wynn and Art Kramer with you on our remote broadcast of this contest. Monterrey with 3 straight goals to close out the third period to grab a 12-8 advantage here coming to the fourth.
Honestly, I'm really surprised Josh Lemos is still in the game right now. Once again, Rafa Diaz is on the trip. And listen, taking nothing away from Josh. He's been outstanding for the last 2 seasons. Has been a big key to the Wave's success. But at some point when the goalkeeper's getting shelled like this, you got to give him some relief. And I'm just a little surprised that he's still in the nets.
Whoa, Lemos kick saving a beauty there.
And that may be if Giuliano Oliveira and I were talking right now, that's why he's still in the nets, Art, because of saves like that. And good to see Josh Lemos with that big save right there.
So maybe that will get Josh turned around a bit and perhaps on Brian Aguilar. Wave would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of the Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Reminder, you're also watching the Wave and the Flash on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV, and get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. Tom went along with her as the Wave does battle against the Flash in Monterrey. And looks like they've gone 6th attacker here, Art, to try to turn things around on Milwaukee's side.
Quite early in the fourth quarter, especially the tone of this game with so many goals. But at this point, you're Giuliano Oliveira. You're saying, okay, we're down 4. And coming off the way the third quarter ended, and once again, the tactic of using the 6th attacker, I understand it, and possibly a way to get Josh out of the goal for a short stint, too.
Boy, Ian Bennett, coast to coast, and he finishes it off with the score. His second of the night. How about that run by Ian Bennett to make it 12-9?
Ian, such a great goal scorer, but he's got such a quick step to his right, and that time beat the Monterrey defense to the right side and a nice far
goal that time by Ian Bennett. One of many that we've seen throughout his career, and we'll see if that might be the spark to get another run going for Milwaukee.
You asked me during the third quarter break off the air, you said, do you think the Wave has another run in it? And I said, no, I don't. But I'm also the guy who thought 6 or 7 goals was going to win this game. And so my predictions today, hopefully, continue to be off the mark here.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that this game has shattered the over-under in Vegas on tonight. Here comes Chino. Chino's coming all the way in. Chino with a shot, just rolled it wide right. Boy, great effort there by Chino in his bid to draw Milwaukee back within 2. Here comes Chile Farias down the far board. Tenzin Rampa's got him cut off. Well done there by Tenzin. And if the official can get out of the way, Wave can move it out of the zone. They do.
Chino had Marcio Liete kept his run going off the ball, he would have had a tap in at the far post.
And whistle after Manosa hauled that one in.
A stoppage in the play. I'm thinking they may have called the Wave for too many men on that change.
So let's see what we got with 11:38 left to go.
Couldn't see on the camera, but yep, that's looks like what they got. which is an incorrect call, Tom, and I'll tell you why. Because the rule book states when you change the sixth attacker, all your goalie needs to do is be making a move towards the bench, and the sixth attacker is allowed to come on the field. You don't even have to be inside that dotted line. All you need to be doing is going towards the reason this game don't know that rule either.
Well, untimely interpretation for the Wave, that's for sure, after Milwaukee had just scored to get within 3 and possibly regaining some momentum in this game. It looks now like they're going to have to kill off a penalty.
It's really almost impossible to get caught for too many men, and Tenzin Rappa saying he was inside the line. And it doesn't even matter because, once again, the rule clearly states that all the goalkeeper needs to be doing is making a move towards his bench. Doesn't need to be 10 feet, 20 feet, just going towards the bench, and the player coming on can come on right away.
See Daniel Shamali going to the penalty box for Milwaukee, so he will serve the penalty for too many men at 3:40 of the fourth period.
You saw the referee motioning to the Wave player that he wasn't inside the dotted line, and once again, I'll challenge the referees to read the NFL rule book on this one, because on a sixth attacker, the change is different than it is for a regular field player.
So the Wave really up against it now, trying to kill off this Monterrey power play.
Now it's a huge call because you just gotten one back. You got your sixth attacker on, and now here you are. Not just the fact that Monterrey can get a power play goal, but you're taking 2 minutes off the clock as well.
Flash converting at a 40% rate so far this year. Again, Monterrey led it 4-2 at the end of one. Wave was up 5-4 at halftime. And then the Flash took a 12-8 advantage into the fourth period. Wave getting a goal from Ian Bennett, his second of the night, earlier in this period to get back within 3, but now the Flash on the power play. And Lemos stretching out to get that one, but they're going to call him for being outside the area, and this will be another blue card against Milwaukee.
And a shootout.
An advantage, 5-on-3 for about the next minute and a half.
And we don't have the benefit of the replay like we do in Milwaukee, Tom, but I think it was a good call. It looked like Lemos was outside his penalty area on that save.
So let's see who's going to take the shootout for Monterrey. This would be a big stop if Lemos can make it, but again, the Flash will have a 2-man advantage on the power play. So it's going to be very difficult for the Wave to avoid getting scored upon for at least the next minute and a half or so. All right, just about set to go. Here, Art. And to figure out who that is. And that is Eric Flores with a shot and a goal. Boy, nice move by Flores as he did the soul roll to the left foot. And then a nice little chip over Lemos to put Monterrey up 13-9. That'll go down as a power play goal at 4:23.
Great patience that time by Flores to freeze Lemos, pull him down. And once again, the tendency, Josh has been going down early. That time Flores waited for Lemos to go down and then definitely just chipped it with his left foot.
Eric Cute Flores to make it 13-9 Monterrey. Boy, and the Flash offensive barrage just continues here, especially in the second half.
And the Wave's still going to be a man short.
I would say if Milwaukee's long, storied history, which dates back to the 84-85 season, ball knocked out of bounds there as the Flash will kick it in on the power play. And in fact, they're going to give them top of the arc restart. So power play, well, they're going to talk it over now. And apparently just going to be a regular kick in toward the corner. So that may be a break for the Wave. Top of the arc, especially on a power play, is a very dangerous situation defensively. Ruggles trying to clear down stands. Now we do have the dreaded top of the arc power play restart coming.
Bring that down.
So the Flash Still on the power play. Let's see. The original time was 3:40 at 11:20. Looks like they still got at least a minute to go on this. Farias tries to find the man at the right post, and Lemos able to prevent that from getting knocked in. Another foul call in Milwaukee as they're going to get Max Ferdinand for fouling Eric Flores. Flash seemingly able to do anything offensively they want to in this second half. Wave has matched them with some firepower. Again, similar to the game last night in Sonora. Milwaukee scoring their share of goals, but this has to be their most impressive offensive performance this year. Takeaway now as Ferdinand comes down 2-on-2. Lays it off. Bennett on the shorthand bid and just missing. I don't know if Reynoso got a piece of that one, but he did come out enough just to harass Ian a little bit.
Ian was hoping that ball would be played to his right foot, and Max led him a little bit too far and created a really tough angle for Ian at the far post, and that coupled with Reynoso taking away that angle or creating a worse angle, and Ian was unable to finish.
Well, that could have been a real momentum-changing shorthand situation there. Flash still working it on the power play. As Wave again scrambling, try to shut him down. Ruggles to Bennett. They're going to move it out, and looks like the Wave is going to kill this one off. So excellent penalty kill there as Bennett gets dumped. Not even a foul called. There you see Ricardinho, I believe, was serving the other penalty, so he comes out of the penalty box.
And, Tom, going back to that goalkeeper substitution violation, Rule 3.6 in the MASL rules, it says, I'll just hold my thought here while play continues, but it says a goalkeeper who is substitution during dynamic play does not have to be within the touch line when the substitution is for a sixth attacker. Goalkeeper must make a move towards the team bench, and after doing so, may no longer participate in play. And so as Lemos was running off the field, he wasn't inside the touch line, but you saw the referee saying, listen, he wasn't inside the touch line, but once again, the rules are clear that you don't have to be within the touch line when substituted for.
Yerme Vega back in from behind, directed the ball toward the net, but Reynoso's got it.
I always said if you're going to play this game, you got to know the rules. And certainly if you're going to be wearing red out there, you have to know the rules even more so.
Now, good play there along the far board. But Monterrey is going to get it back. It's Ricardinho again doing a good job to get after the previous possession. Chamali coming forward. He's dumped as they let the fellas play down in the far corner. This has been another very physical game. Vega comes out to poke it away from the poaching areas. And no doubt, Art, Wave banged up Bruno in the first nights.
Last night I thought the game was physical, but it wasn't as violent as this one. There's been a lot of hard fouls along the boards.
So, we don't want to quite put this one to bed with 6.5 minutes to go. But we'll see if Milwaukee's able to regroup physically for the game Thursday night in Cedar Rapids, and then they'll be back home just 2 days later. Milwaukee's next home game is coming up on Saturday, January 20th, noon start here at the UW-Milwaukee Panther Arena when they host the Syracuse Silver Knights. Silver Knights from the East Division. They're battling for a playoff spot out there, and they'll bring in a very competitive team. 14224-WAVE. You can also order online at MilwaukeeWave.com. Oh, Vega looking for Bennett at the left post and just could not convert there. Ball might have just skipped up on Ian as he was ready to tap it in. Chino to the corner, getting forced out. Well, the Wave sixth attack looking fairly vibrant here so far. Vega will hammer one just high. Curiel with the rebound near side. He'll put it up on the left foot and drive it just wide right.
if you're going to miss on the shot, you need to miss post, and you got a chance to score. Anytime you're missing near post, it's just going to come.
Fire one across the goal mouth. Grable keeps it alive. Now back for Ruggles.
Thought Stu Grable has played well this weekend. He had a real nice game last night. Goal and a couple assists.
Yeah, and he gives the Wave some flexibility as far as the position. Stewart can really play anywhere on the field. Defense, midfield, at forward. And again, I think Coach Oliviero is going to need his flexibility as the Wave tries to get healthy. Ruggles back for Vega. Getting down to 4 minutes now as Guilherme tees one up. Headed away. Vega's still trying to get back in the action, and Monterrey not going to be able to capitalize this time.
Going back to the goalkeeper violation again, Tom. Once again, it was difficult to.
The great blocks there by the Wave defense in front of the sixth attacker, but finally Monterrey is going to score.
Edgar Flores there.
Edgar Flores, their leading scorer coming into tonight's action. Had 11 goals, 8 assists. Edgar Gonzalez with the assist. Boy, Gonzalez has had an excellent game tonight. So each of the Flores have scored here in the fourth quarter. In fact, each Flores with 2 goals on the night in the first and fourth periods.
Going back to my point, you know, I'm not a guy that likes to rip on referees. I think anybody that's listened to these games over the years will say that if there's one guy who does back the referees in this league, it's me. And I like to, with the sixth attacker, that you can substitute when the guy's making a move to the bench. It's not necessarily a rule that I agree with. I think they should have to be within inside that dotted line. Why should you be able to change when the guy's still 30 to 40 yards from the bench? But the way the rule is written, it's clear that all you need to be doing is making a move towards the team bench, and the sixth attacker can come on for you. And so, like I said, it's a rule that is a kind of an obscure rule. It's one that I've had fun with over the years and stumping people. But in watching the game here on the monitor, it looked like the referees were saying that he wasn't within inside the dotted line.
Well, that was tough timing on that call against the Wave, no question about it. Eventually resulted in what turned out to be a goal on a shootout.
Well,
for Monterrey after
it put the Wave.
So with 3.5 to go, Wave still with the extra attacker. Milwaukee trying to see if they can get a miracle finish here to possibly come back in this game. Wave one more game left in the road trip Thursday night in Cedar Rapids, as that ball is chipped up just beyond the goal. And then Wave will get back to the friendly confines of the UW-Milwaukee Panther Arena on Saturday, January 20th for the noon kickoff against the Syracuse Silver Knights. Silver Knights, by the way, have won their last 3 visits to Milwaukee, so they aren't exactly coming in here intimidated by playing in Milwaukee. But the big thing now is how can they regroup?
He's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. You've given up 29 points in 2 games. And once again, though, we know in every season that you play, you're just not going to roll through it or cruise through it. There's going to be ups and downs, and here we are. And like I said, as you go into the playoffs, you want to experience some of that adversity. You don't want your first taste of adversity to be in the playoffs. You want to experience some of that to prepare you for those playoff games.
Leite drives it in. Reynosa makes the save. Flash still pressing forward to see if they can score again. Well, this is our first look, if you want to say, up close and personal with Monterrey, even though we're really not that up close and personal to them. But having watched the Flash a few other times on video, got to say they look pretty impressive, Art. They are going to be.
Play is phenomenal, and their spacing is outstanding as well. Make it very difficult to mark. They spread it out very well. Give Coach Mariano Balella a great deal of credit. He's obviously a guy who played the game for many years at a high level. Mariano was a great player, great midfielder, and his teams has really taken on kind of his MO, a good possession guy, and really a dynamic player coaching a dynamic team right now.
He's done a nice job, no question, bringing this team back after a 2-year inactive period. Not that practically all these players have played in the meantime in the league, but to reassemble them and have them playing at the level that they are, very impressive. So looks like the Wave, Monterrey, Diego, Baltimore, those are still your 4 championship at this point.
Yeah, prime contenders, but the way the playoffs are set up, any of those teams that get in at second place as well are going to be extremely dangerous. Possibly a Tacoma or an Ontario, Cedar Rapids. No question about it. I think what's really strange to me, Tom, is seeing a Monterrey play without a Hanoni Martinez on the field, the legendary number 3, who was a player coach for Monterrey for many years.
Yeah, his last season was that championship season, I believe, back in 2014-15. And I think you're right. I can't recall a previous Monterrey team that did not include him. By the way, the Flash going to draw a blue card here for the final minute of the contest. So we'll see if the Wave can get a field, hit double figures again, and this would be a good confidence booster if they can get one here.
Miguel Vaca goes off for Monterrey on that penalty, and
Ricardinho, and he fires one in. So Milwaukee will reach the 10 mark for the second straight night. Well, Ricardinho scoring a few goals on this road trip. He, like a lot of his teammates, struggled defensively, but he put up some decent numbers here on this trip. Had a goal last night, a couple tonight. I think he also had an assist.
Somebody asked me, how did the Wave do this weekend? And I would say to him, hey, they scored 20 goals in 2 games. You would have thought they'd be 2-0, right? You score 20 goals in 2 games, you're supposed to have 2 victories. But unfortunately, defensively, there's some work to do for Giuliano and Marcelo when they get back.
Flash, Guilherme Vega in there for Milwaukee.
Oh, the last series, it was the Wave 11-5 in both games over Cedar Rapids, right? Monterrey gets another one. It'd be 2 back-to-back 15-10 losses for the Wave.
The symmetry would be astounding.
And meaningless.
Well, a lot of symmetry is when you think about it. Well, final 5 seconds of the match, and that's going to do it. So thanks for joining us, fans. If you're from Wave Nation, wish we could have brought you better results. If you're from anybody else's nation in the MASL, at least it was very entertaining. Final score, Monterrey 14, Milwaukee 10. So for the Wave Hall of Famer Tom Wynn, wish you a good one. Art Kramer, we will see you on the SpongeBob SquarePants game-worn jersey auction going on for that game against the Syracuse Silver Knights. Text the code SpongeBob to 855-735-2437.
Tom, the good news for yourself, me, Van McNeil, who's helped set this up, our producer-director, Ian, we don't have to go through customs and get across the border here. We just walk out of the Wave office, and we'll be home in about 20 minutes.
I like that. I definitely like that. So for Ian Thompson, Van McNeil, Art Kramer, and everybody else help get us squared away here from our remote location, Tom Wynn wishing you a good one. Final score, Monterrey 14, Milwaukee 10. We'll see you next time on Wave Soccer and MASL TV.